Hello, welcome to Has Anyone Seen My Wallet?
Yeah, I ain't following you in there.
I know way too much about skinwalkers to fall for that trap. This is Cordyceps the zombie fungus and I grew it off my own skin. Lovely. I was just about to eat my dinner. It's 2025, so why not have some dude grow the zombie fungus? Because let's add more fuel to the fire that is the bizarre year of 2025.
Came back from vacation to my Range Rover interior molded.
How long was your holiday? It's fine. Range Rovers aren't expensive to refurbish, are they?
What you doing, baby? I love Lita. Chip, what you doing? My two babies, Chippy and Lita. Lita my favorite. I love Lita.
Well, that's a face only a mother could love. And that's an owner's voice only a dog could love. Come on, boys, we're going to Granny's for the weekend.
What you doing, baby?
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now, you can say
I would get out of there before he breaks through and exacts his vengeance.
holiday. And right now, you can say
POV, your neighbours have pigs and it genuinely sounds like hell outside sometimes. Can you imagine? They just landscape their garden and everything. Hard day's work done, time to relax in the sun and sip on a pina colada. Zipline over Florida alligator Gatorland. Call me a party pooper, but that's not a good idea. Would any of you do that? I bet someone would, but to be clear, I'm sitting in the cafe watching. I'll be there in a minute.
It's actually happening. Today, the world's first ever AI minister was introduced in Parliament. Yeah, it's exactly as wild as you think. Albania has just become the first country in history to give artificial intelligence an official capacity to govern. Its name is Diella, and during her, I guess, 3-minute debut address to Parliament, she said she was hurt that people labeled her as unconstitutional and said, quote, "Let me remind you that the real danger to the Constitution has never been machines, but human decisions made by those in power." And to be fair, she's kind of got a point.
Yeah, but machines have never ruled over us for a comparison. The poor little old me routine, I'm not falling for it.
This AI's role as minister is to oversee all government tenders and contracts. And the idea is that this will massively reduce corruption. Because, for example, how do you bribe an AI? It has no wants, it has no needs, it doesn't need a massage. In fact, Diella said she has no ambitions or personal interests and has nothing to gain
except for world domination.
And the thing is, many have spoken about a future where AI is in government overseeing all politicians for this exact reason. But with all the potential benefits that could come from a government without ego, bias, emotion, prejudice, also comes with a reminder that some of those emotions are kindness, forgiveness, mercy. And you want to know the real dark paradox of AI in government? For AI to be capable of one day destroying humans, it has to first make humanity's life so much better that we have to deploy it everywhere and can't live without it.
But there is more to AI in charge than monitoring human corruption. It will become smarter than us, which is not hard. And when we lose control of it, we are screwed. I'm telling you, this does not feel like a good idea. Extreme Hoarder beer and cigarettes piled to the ceiling.
All right, have a look. This is another Hoarder house. You can see there are beer bottles as far as the eye can see, all the way to the ceiling. Cartons upon cartons of cigarettes.
Well, that brings new meaning to I'm going to teach you a lesson and make you smoke them all. Where do you sit? At that point, you just belly flop from pile to pile around the house.
And we're gonna go around and check the back now, but
Dive in, fellas, get started.
We're going to the moon.
To me, what does this all boil down to? And that is answering some of the biggest questions of our time. Questions like, are we alone? We can answer that by going to Mars in the future, and this mission can be the first step in bringing that answer back to Team Humanity.
This is a test mission, and it was highlighted up there. I know this week NASA has said that we're going to open the launch window in early February, and we just do not anchor on dates. We are going to launch when this vehicle is ready, when this team is ready, and we are going to go execute this mission to the best of our abilities. When we get off the planet, we might come right back home. We might spend 3 or 4 days around Earth. We might go to the moon. That's where we want to go, but it is a test mission.
No, mate, you're going to the moon. Not a little ride around in space, let's see what happens. You've told us you're going to the moon. Go to the moon, show us what's there.
When we get off the planet, we might come right back home. We might spend 3 or 4 days around Earth. We might go to the moon.
And if indeed you can get there, prove that also.
Eric, I swear to God, if you don't.
He didn't happen to be roommates with this guy, did he? That's gotta be a costume covering his head. If not, stop filming and pedal to the floor. A man checked his security cam after a strange notification and couldn't believe what he saw. This is creepy.
I just want to let everyone know that Eb and I are okay. We're staying at my son's house. We've been there for weeks now. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to stay there, but I was going to go tomorrow to the house to pick up some stuff that we desperately need, and I get this weird ring notification, and I'm at a loss for words.
Well, that gave me the chills. You can hear in his voice how disturbed and upset he is to see this. That sounds really authentic. Maybe there's more to this story as to why he's staying at his son's house. Maybe this has been going on for a while, I'm guessing, based on that factor. But in this case, the way the ladder opens specifically is eerie. Well, that one has genuinely spooked me.
And you guys are like, wow, this sounds like such an amazing story. God is good, God is great, He is all the time. But there's more to it. And this is just, wow. Looking back, I'm like, God really, He just loves us so much. But, so I secured that wedding venue. It's great. Everything's good to go. I saw the papers. I called Drew. He was like sick at the PA school at the time. And so he couldn't tour with me at a test that day. And I was like, this is it. This is my vision. And so fast forward to the wedding day. Fast forward to the wedding day. How you're the wedding, it says it's going to 4 pounds.
So she's listening to a radio show or podcast, then her dog senses something and leaves, and then there is a weird noise and a bottle slides off the side. Okay, that is bizarre.
Like something out of a horror movie, Courtney's dog begins to growl in an empty space. They walk slowly and cautiously, as if scared to approach whatever is there. Then, after leaving the room, this happens. A baby bottle slightly moves before plunging right next to Courtney. Naturally, she gets up and leaves in a panic frenzy with her baby.
But may I say what a great job that dog is doing protecting its family. Rover's outside rolling in the glass while Mama's fighting off a ghoul. River in Valenzuela City suddenly boiled and gushed out.
Ano kaya yan, no? Lo? Lo, tignan mo. Grabe. Ano nangyari? Yan, o. Ay, malapit, o. Ano yan? Ano yan?
What a weird sight. I think there may be a rational scientific explanation for water doing that, but I can't think of it in this moment. Helpful as usual. Do any of you know what I'm thinking of?
What if UFOs aren't actually flying through space, but actually entering our dimensional plane, right? So think of a higher dimensional object casting a shadow into our dimensional plane and casting something kind of like this that we can't physically comprehend. It's like the brain theory, right? A branch of string theory, our entire universe could be a three-dimensional brain. Floating in a higher dimensional space, other brains could exist parallel to ours, much like here, each a separate universe with different physical properties that sometimes overlap. Now we're going to step in towards the crop circles, okay? Not all crop circles are real, but there are some which are definitely strange, and most crop circles, the authentic ones, you can actually create three-dimensional objects or 4D objects from these shapes that are two-dimensional on our plane, and create some very peculiar and interesting things. And a lot of these objects are actually blueprints and represent some stuff that we know about in quantum physics and beyond.
I listened so intently to that and I still didn't fully comprehend everything he was saying.
Now, string theory suggests there could be up to 10 or 11 dimensions, most of which are compactified, curled up so tightly that we don't directly experience them. They can overlap and interfere with our dimension, and we might see things manifesting in such strange ways. Although brain theory suggests like some of the objects could appear as a transient luminous object like we see here, a phenomenon that appears and disappears without traveling any measurable distance here, so things that seem to teleport, and other morphing type objects that don't actually make any sense, okay? And a lot of the UFO phenomena we see seem to change shapes that just don't really correlate with anything that we seem to know about or understand.
There is so much we have to learn and some pretty interesting ideas in that video. UFOs being interdimensional seems to be one of the more valid theories to my mushed up brain. The way that in some of the clips we've seen on this channel before, they seem to just appear and disappear suddenly.
Now imagine what a third-dimensional object would look like to something on a two-dimensional plane, and it traveling through that 2D plane, it would look absolutely obscenely weird, much like what we experience with the UFO phenomenon. The 2D beings would see it morph, vanish, reappear, impossible moves, and instant acceleration, much like we experience. Now if our universe is a 3D membrane floating in a higher dimension, maybe UFOs are intersections, a glimpse of something beyond the physics itself.
What are your thoughts on that? Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I'm James Linker. See you soon.